Just if we start going off of what's written by men and us not thinking the things that are written by men are credible because men are, evil and they change things and corrupt things, well, then you shouldn't believe you have any constitutional rights.
I had a dream to go to the league. Could run up a bag, but what does it mean? He picked up the plans, I hopped on the team. We ran it up when I let go of me.
What's up, y'all, man? So look, last night I had a dream, right? And in that dream, these three guys, they were arguing about God, and one of them was an atheist. And so they came up to me and it was like, yo, Mass, can you give us some reasons why the Bible is real and why God is real? And so today I just wanted to kind of tackle the Bible. We can talk about God another time if you guys want to have another vid like this. I'm probably gonna make one anyway, but y'all let me know if y'all want one about God. But it's been kind of weighing on me that a lot of people are just making a lot of assertions and a lot of claims that the Bible is incredible, and they're kind of just making the claim in and of itself, but they're not really supporting their claim. They're not really giving any evidence for why it is incredible. They're just kind of saying, oh, well, man, the Bible is man-made, or the Bible was made by a white man. Don't really know where that came from, but the Bible is man-made, or the Bible is written by a white man, and so because the Bible is man-made or written by a white man, it's not credible, and again, just the problem with that is just you're just kind of making a claim or an assertion, and you're not really supporting it. So I just wanted to give you guys some reasons that I've learned of just why the Bible is true and why the Bible is credible. So, if you are a Christian and, you haven't really, thought about it, and, maybe somebody's asked you about it, but you didn't really have an answer, but you knew, the Bible is true, but you didn't really have an answer for how to answer them. But, so you kind of were just left high and dry. You didn't really know what to say to them. Or, if you're not a Christian, but you're just searching for the truth, or maybe you're just an atheist and you just clicked on the video because you was just like, man, what is this freaking random Christian saying, man? Whoever you are, man, I welcome you. And I just want to invite discussion, so let's actually talk about it. I just want to kind of give you guys some truth and just to shed some light on this issue. So that's just really my main objective for this vid. But you guys let me know if you guys want another vid like this. But yeah, just following the logic of it being written by a man, let's really dive into that. Let's actually use that same logic, but apply it to some other scenarios, some other historical documents, some other pieces of literature, and let's just go on with that same train of just thought process, that same train of logic, and let's just see how many other historical documents that we know are credible that we have to now discredit if they're now written by a man or written by a white man. So let's go ahead and do that and try to see where that leads us. Science books are written by men. All textbooks are written by men. Historical documents are written by men. Math textbooks, social stuff, all the things that we learn in school, all those things are written by men. And just to make it hit home even more, your constitutional rights and amendments are written by men. And so it's just, if we start going off of what's written by men and us not thinking the things that are written by men are credible because men are, evil and they change things and corrupt things, well, then you shouldn't believe you have any constitutional rights, and it's just like, that's just, one objection. But of course, just going into more evidence, there are thousands and thousands of manuscripts in multiple different languages. And just to put it in perspective, most credible historical documents only have around 15 manuscripts, and the Bible has thousands in multiple different languages. Not just like thousands in this language and thousands in one language, thousands in another language, and thousands in another language. So it's just, by that alone, the Bible should be credible. But of course, even besides that, we can put all those manuscripts together and actually use a process called textual criticism to actually look at the Bible and observe each thing on a case-by-case basis and see if it's actually accurate to what the original should be. And you can create a Bible of at least 99.5% accuracy through textual criticism. And a lot of people don't realize just because some random thing in the Bible was changed doesn't mean the Bible is uncredible. No, there are specific doctrines and teachings in the Bible that are core things of the faith. And even atheists, renowned atheists, are admitting that these core things in the Bible that would need to be changed in order for the Bible to be considered uncredible haven't been changed and are still highly accurate. So again, I mean, if you want to take that 0.5% and feel like that's grounds to say the Bible is inaccurate, then I mean, you know, go ahead. But any other historical document by that standard would be considered more than accurate. It would be considered almost law. And I know a lot of you guys are just like, oh, it has so many manuscripts. Like, what does that really mean? Like, why is that a grounds for its credibility? But what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is basically this. Let's say I have a test sheet, well, all the original questions, and then you guys have a test sheet as well, and there are 5 of us, right? And let's say I changed something in paragraph 1, he changed something in paragraph 2, he changed something in paragraph 3, he changed something in paragraph 4, and then he changed something in paragraph 5, right? If I changed something in paragraph 1 and we're all looking over our test sheets together, and the other 4 people have the same thing in paragraph 1, and I don't have what they have in paragraph 1, they can look at me and say, okay, your test sheet is flawed. You need to change that. If he has something wrong in paragraph 2, and all 4 of us have everything the same in paragraph 2, then we can look at his test sheet and say, okay, your junk is wrong in paragraph 2. And we can do that, so forth and so on. And that's why it's important to have so many manuscripts. And so ironically, God is so ahead of the curve from us humans that by not preserving the original and making all these different copies, he's actually preserved the original. Because if there's only one original document and somebody gets a hold of it, then it can actually be tampered with, and there's no way for us to know what the original actually looked like, you know, and we won't know what the actual doctrines and things like that were. And so funny enough, in the Bible, because we have so many different manuscripts, because we have so many different checks and balances, there's no way to change actual original and fundamental important fundamental doctrines. There's no way for us to change fundamental doctrines to the faith without everybody knowing, you know, and that's why it's so clear, you know, and no disrespect to anybody, but, you know, that's why it's so clear when, you know, you talk about, you know, Mormons, you know, or you know, Catholicism or Jehovah's Witness, you talk about all these different denominations of Christianity, when you compare them to, you know, fundamental Orthodox Christianity, it's clear that they're not the same thing, because these people believe completely different things about Jesus than we do. Some of them don't believe Jesus was God at all. Actually, most of them don't believe Jesus is God at all. Or just like with Islam, you know, Islam believes Jesus is a prophet. A lot of people don't think that's a problem. A lot of people don't think it's a problem if Jesus is a prophet. Why is it a problem if Jesus is a prophet? Because if Jesus was just a prophet, he's either a liar or a lunatic. He's either the greatest deceiver that mankind has ever known, or he's just crazy. Because at the end of the day, Jesus said in John 8:58, Jesus said, before Abraham I am. What is that a reference to? That's a reference to in Exodus when God said to Moses, tell them I am sent you. And so Jesus is referencing God's words to Moses, and he's saying, I am. Before Abraham, I am. He's saying, I am the I am. So he's telling these people that he's God. But I don't want to get too off track, y'all. But yeah, there are 84 details alone from chapter 13 to the end of the book of Acts that are backed up by eyewitness testimonies by Romans, you know. And so it's just, again, we just get back to, I can't get to all the evidence obviously in one video, but you know, it's just these points alone in and of themselves would, how do I want to put this, would be enough for pretty much any other historical book. But you know, again, it's because we're talking about the Bible, and it's understandable, because I say this all the time, you know, a lot of religions try and leave room for other religions, but Christianity doesn't leave room for anyone else. And that's why a lot of people don't like Christianity. That's why a lot of people don't like Jesus. Even though everybody's trying to now get a piece of Jesus, everybody's trying to say he's a good guy, he's a prophet, he's this, he's that. But Jesus didn't leave room for anyone else. Jesus said, I am the way. And everyone else is saying, nah, Jesus is just a good guy. Well, that's not what Jesus said. Jesus said he's God. So if Jesus says he's God, he's either God or he's a deceiver. And there really is no in between for that, And it's just like with Christianity. It's just like, if Christianity is true, then it's the most important thing in the world, and everybody needs to be aware of it, and everybody needs to understand it, because everybody needs to make a decision on what they're going to do for their eternity. But if Christianity is false, then, you throw it out the window like anything else. But, there is no in between, and that's why I really want to call all you guys to really start researching this stuff and getting informed on just what it is that you're either not believing in or believing in. And I want you guys to get actual reasons for why you don't believe it. I don't want you guys to just pick up slogans and say things like, oh, the Bible is man-made, or, it's a white man's religion, and it's just like, I don't want you guys to do that, because this is your eternity you're talking about. This is either the most important thing in the world, or it's not important at all. Jesus is either God or he's not, and he's just a deceiver. But there's so much evidence to prove that he is God. There's so much evidence to prove that the Bible is true, that it would be a shame if, you guys didn't at least do forth your due diligence to really decide what you're gonna do with your eternity. And so I really just made this video because I had that dream, and I really wanted to just call you guys out and just say, start taking some time, just whenever you can, to just do some research. And I'll even drop a link down below to the channel that I always look out. It's called Cross Examine. If you guys just want to look it up, it's called Cross Examine. But I'm gonna drop some links below. I'm gonna drop one from my guy Dex Sama. He should be posting soon. And then I'm gonna also drop Cross Examine, because all this stuff that I'm telling y'all, I got this from Cross Examine. This is not me. I always say this, I'm not a teacher, I'm just a vessel to let God work through me, man. I'm just trying to let the information that I receive reach y'all, and I'm just trying to be a conduit in which God can do that. So I just appreciate you guys for listening, man, and I really hope this blessed y'all for real. And I'm saying, if y'all messing with these, I'll drop another one too, my God. But appreciate y'all for listening, and that boy Maz is out, man.
I'm sorry I couldn't decide. Yes, this life is for two. I'm down for the ride, and I'm sliding with you. Can't stay away, can't break away, cause it's right here.